There's one hair in my face. I can't seem to find it.
Hello, lip gloss lady. I'm Michelle. Today we're going to talk about removing Milia. Editing Michelle here. This little thing over here in the corner is my studio lights, and it's in the entire video. You're welcome. You're not going to believe this. I cannot believe I found a solution that actually works. Is the hair still there? Seriously. Milias are those little tiny, little whitish, tiny, I said that already, bumps that you get under your eye. Maybe you get them in other places around on your face. At first you might think they're a pimple, so you try popping them. Gross. None of it works. Nothing works. Seriously? Really? And so you finally give up. Maybe. Or maybe you keep trying and I don't know what happens if you keep trying. But Milias are really, really hard to remove. And an esthetician, a dermatologist, you can remove them in office. Are we seriously? But as far as removing them at home, they're actually quite hard to remove. So I knew that I had to find something that worked to remove them. Now I'm not gonna go into the whole what Amelia it's not Amelia, it's Milia. So we're not talking about your neighbor, Amelia. We're talking about the unwanted guest on your face called Milia. I know it sounds just alike, so I'm gonna write it right there for you. Milia. Once I found out how hard it was to remove, I set on a course to find a way to remove them at home with no doctors that any of us can do. So where did I go first? Reddit. I went into the forums of Reddit to find some solutions. I tried multiple things that I saw. I tried different kinds of ointments that could go on it, essential oils, BHA, AHA. I tried Retin-A. All the things that everybody said to try, I tried. None of them worked. But I had a few more things left on my list to try before I gave up and decided that I would have to go to the esthetician to get this removed. And this one is so simple, yet crazy. You only need 2 supplies, and they're reasonably priced. First thing you're gonna need is a needle. I got kind of a large size needle. This is not as small as, say, a sewing pin or something. It's a pretty decent sized needle. You're gonna need a needle to do this. Obviously you wanna sanitize this. I didn't include alcohol in the supplies, but you would wanna sanitize this with some alcohol. I just sprayed alcohol on it. Now here's what does it. Here is the piece de resistance. In this case, piece de bandaid. This is a very specific kind of Band-Aid though. Michelle, Band-Aids don't work, you're right. Band-Aids don't work, but this is no ordinary Band-Aid. This is the world's stickiest, thickest, most Band-Aidy Band-Aid you've ever seen. I don't want to take it out because then it's not sterile, but I'll do it for you. This thing is so thick, I wish I had the synonyms to use to explain to you how this feels, but it's rather rubbery, unlike a normal Band-Aid, and very, very thick. And so, I mean, even the wrapper getting it off, see how sticky that is? This is so sticky. I could stick this to the wall and then put my hand in it and hang there for like 3 hours. It's so sticky. So here's what you're gonna do. And I have footage, so don't leave yet. Even though I'm gonna tell you what to do, stay for the footage. Here's what you do. You're gonna take the needle and you're gonna poke it into the Milia. You're not trying to dig anything out, you're just poking it. Here is the weird and gross thing. You're gonna hear it poke. You're gonna hear it. It's gonna be a little pop. Oh, it's disgusting. Then, it's not over, that's just the beginning. You're gonna cut a teeny piece of this off, and you should be able to see about what size I used in the video. And then you're gonna stick that on there. You're gonna go about your evening, hopefully it's evening. You're gonna go about your night, you're gonna go watch some YouTube videos of mine, and then you're gonna wake up and have some coffee, and you're gonna go about your day, but you're gonna leave it on there. And at the end of the day, I would say about 24 hours though, at least 12, you're going to remove it, and then you're just gonna squeeze it the tiniest bit, and the Milia is gonna be gone. I know it seems easy, you're like, what? That's how I felt too. It seems really easy. But when you try to remove the Milia yourself, it won't go away. Now before I get into the video footage, let me just give you an example. The one that I have right here, and it's the first one in the video that you're gonna see me remove, I've had that there for about 3 years. That's a long time to have one, and it was a big one. I had been going to the esthetician when I lived in Singapore. I got regular facials, and she couldn't get it, she couldn't remove it. I had it for probably 3 different appointments, and she tried to remove it at 3 different appointments. And there were others that she was able to remove, but could never remove that one. Now, granted, a lot of time had passed, so it's possible that that contributed to being able to remove it. But it was hard. It wasn't going anywhere. It had a good host, and it wanted to stay comfy. It was having coffee every day. It was living its best life. It had lots of chocolate. It sure did love pizza. So it didn't want to go anywhere. But this worked. Now I'm going to bring in the footage. Stay. I do want to give a warning here. If things like this gross you out, perhaps you don't want to watch. It's not terribly gross. I have a grosser video coming. Now comes to the part of the video where I tell you to subscribe. For every subscriber I get, that's 1 Milia that you lose. Win-win. This video, what was I saying before I begged you to subscribe? I don't remember, but this video isn't so gross as the one that's coming up. That's what I was saying. But it's also not any gross. It's not like so cute that it's a kitten, but it's not so gross that it's a dead skunk. So stay for that. I'll put a timestamp right there for when it's over so you can come back. It's been on about 20 hours, on all night. So let's see if it did anything. Made my eyes water. In the last hour, I haven't done anything to this. The Band-Aid came off, and just now I was looking in the mirror, removed a little piece of, dried skin, blood crusted on there. And when I did that, I just kind of bumped up against it, and you can see that it's starting to come out now. So I think everything together actually worked. Now I'm going to see, I sterilized this, I'm going to see if I can get it out with just this. And yep, look at that. I can't believe that worked. There's still a little bit in there. That thing was gigantic. Let's try to get it all out. Oh yeah, wow. That thing was massive. Well, that is disgusting. We're gonna try another one. Okay, now what we're gonna do is watch the second video, because then I had to prove it. I was like, yeah, but this one's been here a while, maybe 2 or 3 years. It could be coincidence. Maybe this works for anything. So I had some here, and I fussed with them a little bit and tried to get them out. Didn't work. I even popped one with the needle and then tried to get it out. Didn't work. So I let it settle down, came back the next week, popped it with the needle, stuck the Band-Aid on, came back in 24 hours, as you're gonna see in just a second, gone. Did it again a 3rd time because I had to be completely sure that my method was working before I could bring it to you. I know you count on me for these kind of weird things, and sure enough it worked. So let me bring in the rest of the footage. See? Aren't I the greatest? Yes! You must share this video with all your friends because I am the greatest YouTuber who ever lived, and you need all of my tips. Tell me what time you're watching this. I'd also like to know how many Milia you have and whether or not you're going to do this. Be kind and rewind.